Don't you just hate it when you have a Trailblazer? And this is a common issue. Can't get gas in the tank, it keeps stopping. And you look down, you realize there's a small leak. Very common, this is just nasty. We are going to have to fix this. Let me show you what we got to do. Something else I've been dealing with over the last 3 or 4 days, the check engine light has come on, and I got a feeling it's probably related to this gas tank thing. The hose, we're going to go ahead and see what we got here, and I bet you anything it's probably an emissions code. And it sure is. Check that out. P0440 evaporative emission system. That means that the system is not closed and it's getting excess air. So more than likely it is related to our gas tank neck filler. We're going to fix it with tonight is one of these right here. This is a gas fuel tank filler neck pipe. This is for the 2002 to 2004 Trailblazer. Very common. They all rust out. And you can see there's a look at it. We'll look at it in the box here in a second. Got it for free shipping for $52. Got it in a couple of days. So this is not unusual. If you have one that's rotted out, you might not want to replace it if you're going to keep your Trailblazer or your Envoy or anything like that. But still, a wonderful deal when you need stuff like this. It's amazing what you can find online. Alright, so there it is in the box. And let's go up under the Trailblazer here. And I wanted to show you guys just how bad mine is. And grab the light and look at that. Completely just rusted out. And if you look closely right up to the front here, you can see where it's been leaking. And also there are holes in it up there. I think you can even see the holes. There's a big old gap there and gas just pours out of there. And if we trace this all the way back, you can see where the gas tank is. And there is where it goes into the gas tank. I've gone ahead and unloosened those clamps there. I am glad I'm doing this now because winter is here and you don't want to be dealing with this in the winter time. And the nice thing is this hose goes all the way down from there. Comes across the top of the frame and goes right to there. The only hose I need to reuse is right there, and that hose is just perfectly okay. Now, if you have a spare tire under here, you may have to take out your spare tire. Now, where I live, we have state inspections, and the tire frame here that holds the spare tire on, I basically just cut it out. That's why I have all this extra room here. If I go on extended trips or anything, I just basically carry my spare on top of the vehicle or on the inside. But I do have a lot more room under here, so beware if you have a spare tire under here. You will have to kind of play around and take your time at it and put this on. So let's go ahead and look at this piece that's in the box. And out she comes. She's beautiful. There it is. One long piece. They even give you the nice ground wire here, which is really nice. We don't have to worry about rigging the ground wire up, the second one that's under there. And also here we got a nice little bolt. And our cap does fit on there. I've already test fitted it. It does a really nice job. It's on there. So all we got to do is go ahead and pull this old one out and go ahead and get this one on. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is just pull this rubber piece out of here. It usually just comes out just like this. Kind of easy peasy there. Now on the bottom here you have two 10mm bolts. I tried to get mine out, but this is what's left of them. They are shot. Someone had to basically use what I got over there if I can find anything. And you can see on this, I can use one of the nuts that I have here in my hand, and I should be able to find another one laying in the garage, so just be aware. This is probably going to be all rotted off anyway. And here are the two clamps that I already took off, so you might want to have some extra clamps on standby because you could probably use your old ones, but if not, just so you know, you might want to get some new clamps. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to get this off. Holding the camera in one hand and doing it in the other here is kind of tricky, so I've decided to go ahead and slide this off the gas tank. I'm just going to pull this out as one unit, and you might want to have some goggles because you're going to get probably rust in your face and rust in your mouth. So see if I can pull this rest of the way off. She's on there. I don't know why these things stick on her so hard, they're hard to get off. Alright, so that's off. So what I'm going to do is just kind of get out from underneath here. And I should be able to just pull this whole section out. The ground wire is actually broken here, so it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to go up on top here and see if we can snake this out real quick. Alright, see if we can get our hand in here and get started. Alright, so I'm going to have to put the camera down and go under there and snake it out, looks like. Alright, so actually what I had to do is push it down and take this in and come over the frame like this. And you can see it's kind of snaked back, and now we'll pull it out like this. And you don't want to be underneath of it because you're going to get a rust bath. And there it comes out. There it is. Alright. Alright, let's take it out here and look at it real quick. Bear with me while I crawl out. And there it is. And you can see where you put the gas in. Look at this. I don't know what it is with Trailblazers, but this thing is done. So we'll go ahead and pop this hose here off, and I'll get a couple clamps, and we'll go ahead and prep the other one. And you can see this is a hazard. So if you have a P0440, you might want to check this right here. This could be the root of your problem on these emission systems. Alright, we are doing the best we can. I think we got it started up there in the top, and our hose goes all the way back to the gas tank. So there we go. Alright, so go ahead and do yourself a favor, put your clamps on first. That way you can orient them the way you want. Push this on. Now on the back of this, it's got a little dimple on the hose there. So when you push it down, it'll actually seat up against that fuel tank. I think you can see that, but I got the clamp pretty much tight. It ain't going nowhere. And now we'll do the same thing with this one here. Alright, so that's nice and tight. And both of them are nice and tight, so that is nice. And you can see the hose is right up against the bottom of the tank there. That's very important because it has to seat so you don't get no air in the system, so you don't get a check engine light on, especially a P0440. So that looks good there. So let's go outside. Now we'll go ahead and pull this through here like this, and you can see what we're trying to do is get those two bolts there up through those holes. Let's see if we can somehow do this with one hand, and there we go. Now we gotta do is put our nuts on. So I like it already. Very nice. And as you can see there, I was able to actually get two matching bolts. I have probably 50-pound buckets of extra bolts I keep. You just never know when you need them. And those actually look pretty good. Now do yourself a favor. You can see how we have all this debris right here. Take a drill bit and actually drill a hole so this water will drain out. This hole is too high. Stuff gets laying in here, and it will rust just completely out if you're not watching. And underneath. And now for the ground wire, I basically drilled another hole right here. Because where the old ground wire was, it just twisted the bolt off. So here's our ground wire. We'll simply attach it right there, and we're going to be pretty much done. So what I've done is gone ahead and make the hole a little bit bigger, and we tapped it there with a screw here, and we'll go ahead and just tighten this down, and we got a nice ground wire. And we are almost done. So this is a great solution, especially if you live in the Northeast. If you're watching me from the Northeast, say hi. Let me know where you're at exactly. Because we know the Northeast is famous for these things rusting out. So there we go. Nice and tight. And that ground wire ain't going nowhere. And it's got nice good ground. So that really looks good. There we go, my friends. We are done. How about that? So hopefully this will help you guys out. It's not the end of the world. You can do this yourself. Just make sure all your clamps are tight and your gas cap is properly working, and you should be okay. There's my gas cap. We'll test it real quick. And now when I put gas in here, this thing does not move around. When you put your gas tube there, your filler in there, it just doesn't move around. The old one moved around. So all we got to do now is go ahead and put our piece of plastic in there, put our cap on, and we're done. All right, we'll get this in there. Nice snug fit. And we'll get our cap. Stick this on. And we're nice and tight. So I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so we'll go ahead and check our codes here, and we'll go ahead and erase what we have. Of course, if we read it, we have the P0440. Yep, so we'll go ahead and erase this code here real quick. Go back, back, erase, and you can see up there we got our check engine light on, and once it focus. All right, let's go ahead and erase this code and hit enter. Yes, I want to erase it. Yes, erase done, and we're done there. So the only thing we got now to do is go out and put some gas in it and see how all that works. So let's go do that. All right, she's taking gas, no problem. Great, and no leaks. That's what I want to find out. So no more leaks. Yay. So we'll put about $5 in it. All right, what a big difference. Looks like I can fill this thing up now without having much issues. So that is great. Double check for no leaks. Still looks good. So looks like we fixed it. So we'll stop it at $5. I'm almost got a full tank of gas now in this thing. So hopefully this video will help you guys out. Next time your fuel tank is giving you a problem, get rid of this old rusty thing and get you a new one. You'll be glad you did. You'll thank me later. And until my next video, guys, I'll see you later.